Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Mukakodash, double honors apostles and elders of great millstone. Peace and salutation to you, beloved Akim, that is pushing this word in sincerity and truth with humiliation all across the four winds. To you, I salute. This is the brother Desire one back, shooting another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashai. And I want to get into a brief lesson to the spirit of Baal Shai, because the prophecies are speaking, man. The prophecies are speaking, and all eyes on what's happening over there in the Middle East. But we see what you're gonna see, other prophecies are taking place, and what I'm gonna bring out is what's happening over there in Mexico. All right, pushing towards this digital society, Outlaw and cash. All right, these are times we're headed into. All right, things is moving fast, and that's why we have to continue to stay on our watch and to warn our people of these times. All right, they are coming. All right, slowly but surely. All right, it's Habakkuk 2, verse 1 to 3. It says, I will stand upon my watch. All right, and that's what a true prophet of the Lord is going to be doing. Stand upon their watch, being circumspect. All right, watching and well as pray. All right, it says, and set upon the tower. All right, because we in the watchtower. All right, okay, we telling you what's coming. I will watch to see what he will say unto me. And what shall I answer when I'm reproved? And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon the tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Okay? The vision is speaking, man. All right? It says Mexico, People's Airline, Mexico announces imminent plan to outlaw cash, mandates digital IDs, mandate digital IDs. Mexico far left government is accelerating. All right, so they're pushing forward with this. It's planned to outlaw cash, to ban cash, and mandate digital IDs. Pushing forward with a sweeping biometric identification system while laying the groundwork for a fully cashless society. You see that? So they pushing, accelerating its plan. All right. All right. Facial recognition, fingerprint. All right. This way we headed. All right. This way we headed. You know, it's all about verification. You gotta verify you are. All right. It's the times we're coming into. Okay. Verify. Okay. These are the times we're coming into. All right. It says under President Claudia Sheinbaum, officials are framing the initiative as voluntary modernization, even as they eliminate cash payments at gas stations and highway toll booths. With digital transaction is set to become mandatory by the end of 2026. All right, by the end of 2026. You see that? Beautiful times, you beautiful man. It says an advance the rollout of biometric CURP digital IDs incorporating fingerprints, iris scans, and facial recognition. Let's look up iris scans. Okay? Iris scans are highly accurate contactless biometric technology that identifies individuals by analyzing the unique, stable, and complex patterns in the iris of the eye. You see that? You see where everything's headed? Okay? Okay, we heading into a dystopia future, right? Alright, this will be the new thing. Straight into that C-hip. Alright? Because a cashless society have to come first. Alright? Before we, transition into that C-hip. Alright? Digital IDs, these times are coming, by. It says, reports refuse the biometric credential and lose your phone. You see that? So you gotta comply. This be made mandatory. It says mandatory. All right. The scripture say he calls it all. All right. Okay. This is a part of the process. All right. Okay. One step closer into that the MOTB. That's subdermal. Sub means under, dermal means skin. Put that thing, they won't put that thing in you. Alright, but we know this have to get set up first. The Scatter Society. The CURP Biometrica upgrades Mexico's existing population registry code. The Clave Unica, the register or population from an 18-character alphanumeric string into something far more personal. The updated system captures face, fingerprint, and iris biometric packages, them with a QR code and digital signature. You see where things moving? And produces what amounts to be a mobile, readable identity document tied to your body. All right. Okay, so once they scan you, everything about you pulls up an algorithm of faces and all that. All right, they can identify you so easy. Paperwork going at the door. All right, this is the times we're heading into. You know, okay, this is going to be the new norm in time to come. And our people don't believe these times are coming. It's coming. This is coming. All right. It says, and produces what amounts to a mobile readable identity document tied to your body. You see that? Registration happens in RENAPO and civil registry offices where staff scan all 10 fingerprints, both irises, take a facial photograph, and record a digital signature. You will need a valid ID, a certified CURP, and an original or certified birth certificate just to walk in. You see that? The government has framed this primarily as a tool for addressing Mexico crisis of forced disappearances. Okay, the biometric data feeds into a unified identity platform connecting the National Population Registry. You see that? Unified. Okay, so like they could find you quick, fast, and easy when the system be set up. Cause ain't no more what do you call this now? Anonymous behind the computer. Hey, you gotta identify who you are, boy. You gotta identify who you are. This is the times we're coming into. The government has framed this primarily as a tool for addressing Mexico's crisis of forced disappearances. The biometric data feeds on a unified identity platform connecting the National Population Registry with the National Forensic Data Bank and records held by prosecutors and intelligence agencies, enabling real-time identity searches. That's the stated purpose. But we all know we ain't ignorant of Satan devices. All right, we know this all about. It's under the guise of that, but we know where this is headed. They want control. They want to know everything about you. The actual system being built does considerably more than locate missing people. The legislation gives broad access to biometrical personal information to law enforcement. You see that? Intelligence agency and the National Guard. And the law doesn't require authorities to notify citizens when their data get access. You won't know who's looking at your biometrics or why or how often. You see that? So all your data and everything. They can know everything about you. That's what I'm saying. They can know everything about you. All right? Everything about you. All right? And you could imagine, fast forward when that chip being made mandatory, everything will be in that chip. You see? The SIM registration mandate is what turns theoretically optional credential into an effective compulsory one. Mexico enacted its mandatory mobile registration law on January 9, 2026, requiring all cell phone numbers, including prepaid and postpaid lines, as well as physical SIM and eSIM, to be verifiably linked to an individual with a government-issued credential. Carriers must verify subscriber identity against a natural biometric database. You see? All right. Hey, these times we're coming into, boy. That means anonymous prepaid SIMs long relied on by our domestic abuse survivors, journalists, and political activists, will simply stop working for anyone who doesn't complete biometric registration before the deadline. If you don't comply, this what can happen. You see that? You got to comply. All right. This is Mexico's third attempt at linking phone numbers to identity. The track record should concern anyone paying attention. Mexico's first cell phone registry, called Renault, was launched in 2008 and requires users to register their numbers with their CURP. Within months, the private information of millions of cell phone users was leaked and allegedly sold by high-ranking corrupt officials within the federal government. All right, so no more privacy. Dystopian future is coming. Renault was abandoned by 2012. The second attempt, Renault, required biometric data, including fingerprints and facial recognition. Digital rights organization RED and others challenged the law, and in 2022, Mexico's Supreme Court struck it down as unconstitutional, citing privacy violation. But they don't care because your rights is going to be thrown out the door. So here we are. Attempt number 3. The biometric curve collects the same categories of sensitive data that Supreme Court found unconstitutional just 4 years ago, except now it's attached to a much larger identity platform with far more access points for government agencies. You see that? So, hey, this is the time we're headed into. All right, digital ID is coming. Cashless society is coming. All right, these is coming. All right, these are coming. And the prophet sounded the alarm warning these people. Now I look up Habakkuk 2 and 2 in AI overview. It says, write the vision, document instructions, revelation, or goals plainly so they can be remembered and passed on. Make it plain, ensuring the message is clear and simple to understand, removing confusion. That's what the prophets of the Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to do. The true prophets of the Lord. Okay? Make it simple for the people to understand. We telling you. We breaking it down for you to understand. Okay? And this is one in Nehemiah 8 and 8. Let me see if I can get that. Nehemiah 8 and 8. So they read in the book of the Lord distinctly and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading. That's what the true prophets is going to do. The true prophets of the Lord is going to do that. Let me get it in there. And let me get it in the NLT. Nehemiah 8 and 8. Nehemiah 8 and 8 in the NLT, it says, they read from the book of the law of God and clearly explain the meaning of what it was being read, helping the people understand each passage. All right? Okay? Because pretty much, the prophets telling you through the biblical prophecy, what's written in the Holy Scriptures that, hey, whatever comes to the Most High's mouth will not return to him void. All right? This is documented in the Scriptures that these times would come. All right? The MOTB is going to come. All right? And it's all going to start with, we see now this cashless society, digital IDs and all that. These times are coming. All right? So we telling you what the MOTB is to remove confusion. The true prophets. All right? You would see other camps out there talking shit, but that's something different from what the true prophets been saying, starting from the man of great millstone. All right, and prophets teaching to likewise doctrine. Okay, all right, okay. The true prophet's gonna teach you this word correctly, break this down correctly, so you can understand. It says, ensuring the message is clear and simple to understand, removing confusion. Run with it, enabling messages to act quickly on some interpretation, encouraging people to read it at a glance. It says, the context, it was originally a message for the prophet to record that Babylon would fall. You'll see that? Babylon would fall, encouraging faith in God's time, and despite delays, Babylon is going to fall. Okay? Babylon is going to fall. Okay? It is coming. Okay? It fall during the time of During the time of in the book of Jeremiah, prophet Daniel, all right, our forefathers' time, and they're gonna fall in our time. Okay, we telling you what's coming. Okay, we telling you. All right, these times is moving fast. Don't listen to these false prophets. Don't listen to them. If you listen to them, you're gonna get taken. They're gonna lead you straight. This is a Habakkuk 2 and 2 in the NLT. It says, Then the Lord said to me, Write my answer plainly on tablets so that a runner can carry the correct message to others. That's what the runner's going to do. Carry the correct message. That's what we're doing. This vision is for a future time. It describes the end and it will be fulfilled. It will be fulfilled. All right? The MOTB, the mark of the beast, is coming. It will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. So, there you have it. It's coming. It's coming. All right? Slowly but surely. Okay? Digital IDs is coming. Okay? It is coming. As you see over there in Mexico, they want to do this by the end of 2026. But I just want to bring those to spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. Yeah, Mashallah.